Sean Diddy Combs was in court today, and he has officially rejected a plea deal offered by the government. He is continuing to plead not guilty to all of the charges, including sex trafficking, racketeering, and engaging in transportation to seek prostitution. This is a major update, so let's get into it, you guys. So Diddy may have danced his way through decades of fame and fortune, but his legal troubles are now reaching a critical and very serious juncture. Diddy is scheduled to stand trial next week on a series of federal charges that could land him behind bars for up to 20 years if convicted. In a last-minute attempt to shape the proceedings, Diddy has filed motions including a request for a gag order, and speculation has swirled around Diddy and the nature of his alleged crimes ever since a wave of civil lawsuits first emerged. One pressing question on many's minds is whether he's cooperating with the federal authorities investigating his case, something he appears determined to avoid. We now have an update. For those unfamiliar, a plea deal or plea bargain is an agreement made between a prosecutor and a defendant in a criminal case. In simple terms, the defendant agrees to plead guilty or no contest to specific charges, and in return, the prosecution offers certain benefits such as a lighter sentence or the dropping of other charges. We've all seen Diddy has tried to do everything he can to get out of this trial, but according to TMZ, the embattled bad boy mogul went to New York federal court on Thursday, May 1st, for one more hearing before the start of his criminal trial for alleged trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. At one point, Judge Aaron Subramanian asked him if he rejected a plea deal offer from federal prosecutors, and quote, "Yes, I did," Diddy reportedly replied. Crucially, he also told the court that he understands this puts him at risk of more prison time if convicted. In addition, the Thursday hearing also addressed the matter of jury selection. If everything goes according to schedule, the court should finalize this process within 3 days after beginning. Interestingly, jury selection is set to begin Monday in New York City. Judge Subramanian reaffirmed on Thursday that he expects the process to start on May 5th, with a jury seated in time for opening statements scheduled for May 12th in the Manhattan courtroom. During the brief hearing, which lasted less than an hour, the judge made it clear to both sides that the timeline stands, and as the session ended, he told everyone he looked forward to seeing them Monday morning. So their goal is to find a jury that can remain unbiased and impartial, ideally individuals who haven't followed the case or have any prior knowledge of Diddy or the charges against him. But of course, given the intense media coverage, that will be a significant challenge. TMZ reports the Bad Boy Records founder strolled into a Manhattan courtroom wearing a tan jail jumpsuit, looking gray and thin, and he waved to the public and media seated in the gallery before taking a seat at the defense table between two of his attorneys, Tenny and Brian. Diddy was smiling and in good spirits, chatting with Tenny and Brian, and he was chummy and seemed unfazed by the upcoming trial. The judge asked Diddy if he rejected a written plea offer from the government, and Diddy replied, "Yes, I did." Diddy was also asked if he was aware he would potentially serve more time in prison if he's convicted than if he took a plea deal, and Diddy told the judge he understood the stakes. They continue to say, while we don't know what the prosecutors offered, typically they offer a sentence close to what the defendant would receive if convicted. Commonly, they don't expect the defendant to accept the deal. Instead, prosecutors are guarding against grounds for appeal. If prosecutors didn't offer it, it could give Diddy a post-conviction argument that his attorneys didn't effectively represent his interests, and therefore he could get a new trial.
I'm walking into federal court here. Let me show you. That's 500 Pearl. This is where the Diddy trial is taking place. Some of the media started to camp out here. Here's where the lawyers usually come out and give some comments. This is where the family has been entering. That's the main door, and then we have to go around to the side door for security. So that's what's going on. There's a hearing at 1 o'clock this afternoon, pre-trial conference in this Sean Diddy Combs case, and we'll see what they have to say. Also, jury selection continuing, so I'm sure a lot of the conversation will be about that. Have a great day.
This may be the last time we see Diddy in a jail uniform. The judge is allowing him to wear button-down dress shirts, pants, and shoes without laces for his upcoming trial.
Before he arrives in court, so he can basically show up all dressed and basically ready to go. It's not very uncommon for defendants to be able to wear regular clothing. A lot of people think, and I agree, that you know, seeing a defendant in their jail uniform can taint the jury's opinion of that person. So I obviously think the ruling is completely fair, whether you like Diddy or not. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I am a little bummed that we cannot watch the trial. It's a federal case, so, you know, either way, it was never going to be publicized, so.
Some of the comments: he doesn't deserve to see the light of day again. I'm still waiting for the rest to be arrested. I wouldn't want to be a juror. He is such an extreme narcissist. I would not be shocked if he eventually represents himself. He is so delusional, he thinks he is going to get out. Life in prison. USA Today also reported Subramanian asked if Combs' mind was clear today, and Combs responded, "Yes, Your Honor." The judge also asked whether Combs had discussed the plea offer with his team, and Combs confirmed he did, before the judge clarified whether he rejected this plea deal, to which Combs said, "Yes, I do, Your Honor. Thank you." Now, with regards to how exactly the jury selection questionnaire will go, federal prosecutors and Combs' lawyers reached an agreement where potential jurors will be brought into the courtroom one by one, and they'll be questioned one at a time. Members of the press are allowed to be present for that, but both sides agreed that if any particular sensitive questions arrive and the prospective juror is uncomfortable, the jury candidate can participate in a sidebar in a separate room. Although Subramanian worried that the jury selection process would take a significant amount of time, since lawyers hope to question as many as 150 potential jurors, and each questionnaire would take 20 to 30 minutes, federal prosecutors believe they can make it work. Prosecutors say they won't need to see all 150 potential jurors if they are able to narrow it down to 45 qualified jurors quickly. Now, I'm sure most of you guys know that generally federal court proceedings are not televised, and multiple media outlets also confirm this, that the trial will not be televised, as cameras are typically not allowed in federal criminal trial proceedings. But certain media outlets like USA Today will be reporting live from the courtroom.
How do y'all think this trial is gonna go? I'm split 50-50. I feel like a part of me hopes that he is held accountable for his actions, but there's a slight part of me that feels like he's gonna get out. So Diddy recently rejected his plea deal that they offered him, which is a big deal. Like, he wants to take this trial. And with Cassie testifying, I hope she airs everything out, because we haven't even scratched the surface. The little things that we know from the lawsuits that are filed are just a tiny bit of what's to come. We're about to find out so much shit in this trial, and it's gonna be jaw-dropping and eye-opening.
So this is all coming to a head soon. I want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Again, his trial is set for May 5th, so I will keep you guys updated, but let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.